Guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 house building video. This one is a little bit different, but not really, I guess, at the end of the day, because it's the same sort of thing. But this is the video where we are building the house for Sir and Little Bigwallet. Now, if you don't know who they are Sims from my Let's Play series, Dine Out Rags to Riches, where in that series we started from absolutely zero simoleons. We had an empty plot of grass, and then we had to create 5 restaurants that each had 5 stars in the 5 different worlds, not including San Myshuno because I got added in halfway through. Anyway, so we did that through all the glitches and bugs near the end, which was bloody annoying. But we finally got to the point. So we kind of did the whole series where they never actually had a house because they always lived on the restaurant lot. Like, we just put beds and everything we needed on the restaurant lots just because it was easier. It means we didn't have to keep traveling home and all that kind of stuff. So they never had a home. And now I've gone and sold all the restaurants that we earned, and that's the money we're left with there, over $550,000. So we are building them a house. Well, rather, we're actually building them 2 houses. So I started off this house built actually in a live stream, only the first little portion. The rest was done in my own time. But the first bit was in a live stream where I decided, well, I guess we decided, me and the viewers thought it would be a good idea to, build them separate houses because they are cousins. I'm sure they want their own space. They are not brothers and sisters. They're definitely not a couple. They are cousins. So we figured we'd build a couple of townhouses, one for each of them, and then sort of do it that way. So we have 2 fully functioning houses on the one lot that they can both use. Or, of course, if you download this, you could use it however you wanted. You could even just delete one of them if you didn't want it. But we're trying to design them here. It took a little while because, I was having a chat with everybody that was watching. And usually whenever I live stream or live commentate a build, it takes much longer, which is why I didn't really want to do the rest of the build as a live stream, just because it was taking forever. I think it took about 2 hours just to do the build work, which would normally, I would say, probably take at least half that amount of time or less. And look, I'm not even doing anything right now. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so we finally got this done. So if you haven't seen the series, this is, I guess, essentially part 50 of the series. It's the end of the series because we finished the challenge on part 49. Part 50, here we are, building a house, also known as just a house building video. So, so the townhouses, I obviously have designed them in a way that is very modern and not a classic Victorian or like brownstone or anything like that. It's just 2 freaking modern townhouses because that's the style that I like and that's what I like to build. So, that's why I thought it'd be fun. And also it looks kind of cool in the end. It took a long time to try and get the design right though. Not only because I was live streaming, but also just because I couldn't, because we have, the problem with the townhouses is you end up with big flat walls on the sides and you have to try and make it not look as flat, I guess. Like, it just looks a bit boring, so I had to keep adding bits and pieces here and there, trying to make it work. And in the end, it's actually quite funny because the townhouses actually only end up with 1 bedroom each. Actually, one of them has 2 bedrooms. Oh, actually, I don't know if I don't think I marked that. Oh, damn, I marked it wrong on because I shared it to the gallery, obviously. You can download it right now, but I only marked it as having 2 bedrooms, but there's actually 3 because one of them has a spare bedroom. But anyway, don't worry about that. There's 3 bedrooms and I think 5 bathrooms, which sounds a bit funny, but it'll make more sense as we get into the furnishing and all that. But this, which I guess you may have already noticed as well, is only part 1 of the house build. The reason I split it in 2 is not only because it took a long time, but also because there are 2 houses. We do build both of them here in the first part, but we furnish the second one in the second part, if that makes sense. I thought it was a logical point to sort of split the build at, because otherwise it was just really, really long. It was like 40 plus minutes of just sped up footage of building. I thought it'd be much more sort of, I guess, watchable, more reasonable, about 20 minutes, I thought that made sense. So I quickly realized as well, oh, and here we put a couple of like little bridges between them because we thought that'd be a bit fun. The live stream chat was like, hey, put a bridge between the houses so they can go over without having to go outside. And I was like, yeah, that's a cool idea. But yeah, we also quickly realized that we actually wanted to move where we lived. So we moved because the plot was facing sideways. So then you'd have a really short back garden and lots of room out the side. So we moved onto this one where the plot is facing backwards and there's lots of backyard space. You may also notice, and the live stream also noticed, and they were very upset about this, that I'm now Sir and Sir and Big, Sir and Little are not on this lot. So now we have infinite money, which is fine because, like I said, they have 550 plus thousand, so there's no problem. And in the end, I did move them in, no problems. They still have like $300,000 left or something, so I think they'll be fine. And the eagle-eyed among you may also realize that I spelt Sir wrong in the title in the top left. It currently says Sire and Little's house, which I do fix at some point. So it will probably be there for a long time. I didn't realize I typed it wrong until just a little earlier today when I was finishing it off. Yeah, it actually took a really long time as well for me to decide, the colors and the window placement on this. It just didn't seem to work as easily or as well as I wanted it to. It really took a long time to try and get it right. And because I was live streaming, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do it. I was just sitting here trying to figure it out, as you can see right there. But if you do want to check out my live streams, because I do live stream from time to time, it's always linked in the description below. If you go click onto my website, and then the website links to Twitch through there. So there's like a little live stream tab on my website, and click on that as well and watch back previous live streams and all that kind of good stuff. So if people are ever wondering where to find it, just click the link down below. It's always there. It's right there for you guys. So I probably should have done something a little bit Christmassy in this build, because it is Christmas time after all, isn't it? La 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 la. Yeah, because it's this will go out the December 20th for me, which will be 19th for the most of people in the world. So it could have been Christmas. Maybe I should do a Christmas build. I don't know. I haven't decided, because I did one. I think it must have been a couple of years ago. I think I did the Christmas cabin, which was really nice. I really enjoyed that, and I think. I'm not actually sure if there's much more Christmas stuff that we could do. They really, really need to add in seasons. We need like weather, because if we could have beautiful snow falling down, then I'm sure they'd also add in a bunch of items that would go along nicely with the winter. Then you can make this really beautiful snow-covered little home or something like that. If they made a really sort of alpine village kind of world, and then it was like loads of snow, you can get like this little cabin in. Guys, you got to do that. Make it happen. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. If you can make that happen, that'd be great. Yeah, so we have these 3-story townhouses where on the top floor, I don't know why I chose the top floor. I think it just looked cool having the 2 bridges on the top floor. And the idea was, we did 2 of them just for symmetry's sake. But the idea was that each of, like if you stay in a hotel room and it has an adjoining room, like it has a door, and if you open the door to the next room, there's another door, like so both rooms have to unlock their door to be able to, share it, so that you can't just open the door into some random's room and walk in. Yeah, that was the idea between this. So like there's doors in both of the houses, so both Sir and Little would have to unlock the door to allow the other through, right? So the idea is that they would always be locked, and they would only use them when, I don't know, maybe they're entertaining, because I actually designed the top floor to be I think it was a pretty, I guess I don't really want to spoil the... Well, one of them on the top floor has a living room with a TV. The other one has some other complementary items that would be good for entertaining. So what you could do is unlock those doors and have like a party on the top floor, right? So I thought that was quite good. There are doors adjoining the bedrooms as well, which it doesn't make a lot of sense, but the idea behind that was that they would always be locked anyway. But if you had someone else living in here that would did want to share the bedrooms, you could. And also the doors were mostly there just for the symmetry, like I said. So I was just trying to figure out the layout, because it wasn't an easy one because of where the stairs came up, and I knew that because I was designing these houses for Sir and Little, it wasn't for a family, or it wasn't for just any random sim. I was like, okay, so we only really need the 1 bedroom. So the idea was to have the bedroom on the top floor, kitchen and dining on the bottom floor. The middle floor would be kind of, I guess, more recreational based stuff, like skill room, a parlor kind of thing. That kind of stuff is what I was going for, which you'll see take shape as we start furnishing, which should be, I think, fairly soon, maybe. I don't know. I think we're just finishing up the layout now. And then what are we doing? More windows? Yeah, more windows. Yay! Anyway, so I've been really trying to get back into building lately, which has been going quite well. This one took me a little bit longer than I would have liked it to. I wanted it to only be, maybe a day or 2 to get this done, but with the combination of it being the holiday period and already being super busy, and the fact that this was 2 houses and not 1, it took longer than I expected, which was a bit unfortunate because I wanted to get this out quicker to finish off the Dine Out series and just also to get another build out because I want to get the builds out a little bit more regularly again because we had a while where there wasn't a build for a few months or something like that. What was the last one? The last one we did was a vintage glamour one, which was about, what was that, like 2 weeks ago? Well, it's almost 3 weeks ago. Jeez. Wait, no. No, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks. Oh, no, that's fine. 2 weeks, that's fine. I mean, in an ideal world, I would love to get a build out every week. That's what I've always, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm striving for. One a week, and then it never usually happens. The only time that ever happens, one build a week, is when I'm going away, and I'm like, okay, I need to record videos for when I go away. Let me get a bunch of builds done. But I think the trick is what makes building for me, and this is probably similar for a lot of people, what makes building for me really enjoyable and really just really I guess I don't know, motivating. Well, I guess what really motivates me and inspires me to build is trying to do something different every time. Obviously using elements that I like, because I love building like modern stuff and industrial styled builds. That's one of my favorite things to do, like a modern or an industrial build or something like that. And then trying to do something a little bit different every time. So like the vintage glamour one was built in a factory in San Myshuno. So we sort of renovated the factory and made it like this really, I don't know, it was cool. It was cool. Check it out. Super art deco kind of build in a factory. It was weird. It was cool. I really liked that one. And then before that, we did a couple of penthouses. One was industrial, one was super modern and huge. So those are both different in that regard. And then this one here is 2 townhouses that are, I guess, more tailored towards the Sims themselves rather than just for any generic person. And then in the past, like I think the last time before those penthouses and all that, I think the last builds I did was when I went away. Surprise, surprise. When I went away for whatever trip I was going on. And I did a few different things then as well, which I really, really liked. But I don't think one of them did as well as I thought it would, because I was like, that's really cool. I was really happy with it. I'm just trying to find it. It was like a nightclub build. I was trying to find where it is. Nightclub build that was like built out of shipping containers, because I've done a shipping container house build before, like long time ago, maybe a year and a bit ago somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, so the Yard nightclub, which I thought was really, really cool. I thought that was awesome. And that was something different as well, because I don't normally build nightclubs. I have done clubs in the past, but very rarely. I think that one I really liked. And that was really cool. I really should use some of my builds in Let's Plays, because I never do. I build all these things and I never use them, and I really should. But yeah, no, I thought that was a really fun one to build. It was just different, something I don't normally do. And then before that, what was the one before that? Oh, the one after that was a haunted house, which was kind of cool. Well, haunted in quotation. As haunted as you can be in Sims. I tried, and I thought it was cool. That was a really small house, but really, I guess, really detailed on the interior, which I really, really liked. What else did I do? Yeah, but anyway, my point really is that every time I try and build something, I think what I find the most enjoyable is just trying to do something different. Obviously, like I said, it has its limitations. Like my interior decorating is usually similar and pretty, it follows the same vein a lot of the time. And that's mostly down to me not really being super into interior design. Like that's just not one of my interests in life. I mean, like I like to make things look nice, but within a certain reason, like I'm just like, furnishing, it's okay. I love building crazy things more so than furnishing them. But yeah, so then, yeah, within reason, the builds is really what I try to make look different and something a little bit interesting. Like, oh yeah, I remember doing all these. Like, I'm just looking back at the other builds, is like where I had the bridge house, which was on top of 2 like stone slabs, and it was this really cluttered kind of old looking home. And then there was the mirror cube home, and before that was a rock pool one. Man, some of these are cool. Like they're just different. And that's what I really enjoy. And that's what I really love about creative games like The Sims, like City Skylines, like Planet Coaster, which, by the way, if you want to check out either of those games, you should go subscribe to my other YouTube channel, or you can just go check out my other YouTube channel and then decide if you want to subscribe, because I'm doing a lot of really cool things over there on Planet Coaster. Successful plug. Yeah, that's what I love. And that's what I've always loved about creative games, is trying to do something different, right? Because, of course, I could build the same thing every time. I could definitely do that. I could build, and there's nothing wrong with that, because especially if you're doing, one of the coolest things I've seen in The Sims is when people, like, not just in Sims 4, like, but in The Sims 3 and The Sims 2, is when someone will make a neighborhood or a world, and then they will do it where all the houses are that sort of suburban style, where they have the similar design and aesthetic, but they're all slightly different, but they look like they all go together in a set. Like, that stuff's really cool. But I don't think I've ever really done that, just because I don't know. I personally like to make my things as different as possible. Obviously, like I said, people are going to be like, actually, in this video, this is all exactly the same. And I'll be like, yeah, well, I said mostly different. But no, I guess that's just what I find most fun, is trying to do things in a different way. Like, I mean, I guess an example that I saw today, which I was like, that's really, really cool, was I saw... Do you guys remember, there was a viral video where it was someone's house and they had the Christmas lights timed to, what was the name of the song? It was like, this is like 10 plus years ago. I was posted in the Planet Coaster subreddit. I don't want to say the name of the song because I've forgotten it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Sync to, yeah, so the original was, you know, a real house in real life. It was, the Christmas lights on the house was synced to Wizards in Winter. And the lights would go off with the beats of the song, and it was like one of the really early kind of internet viral videos, right? And someone recreated that in Planet Coaster to a T, and I was just like, that's awesome. And that's a game about building theme parks, and someone built a house with Christmas lights that is synced to music. I mean, that kind of stuff is what I love about games. Like I guess what I love is when you can do stuff that you just don't need to. You don't need to do that, or it's just something that's so out of the box, but it's so possible. But you can play an entire game never doing any of these things. Like, you could play The Sims without ever building a house or without ever doing any sort of crazy kind of build, but you can, and I think that's what's beautiful about creative games. And that's why I love creative games. Just being able to do stuff. Just doing stuff. Oh, doing stuff, guys. Quote of 2016. Anyway, so where are we now? Bedroom, bathroom. It kind of got a little bit more eccentric up here in the bathroom. I got like all these gold trims in there. I don't know. I really like, I gotta be honest, I really like the vintage glamour stuff pack. But at the end of the day, a lot of the items, because I like the black and the gold. Like, I just love those colors together. But at the end of the day, if I use those items all the time, everything will look just like, it doesn't make any sense. You can't really just chuck half of those items into a regular build. Though, you will not notice I did use the bed and the mirrors, and actually that's the sofa from Vintage Glamour as well there. I wish I had more wallpapers, just more like, I guess, because what I liked about Vintage Glamour is, like, that bed, for example, is a pretty subtle bed, right? It doesn't look like it's some super crazy Art Deco bed. Like, it's a nice subtle one. That's what I like, but then the wallpapers are pretty out there. There's no like subtle wallpaper that has the sheen effect on it or anything. Would have been nice, but that's okay. But yeah, I really like some of the items from it, so I've been using them. Anyway, so this is the top floor living room right here, because on the ground floor, through all my ramblings about why I like creative games in The Sims, we did build like a little living room at the front, but that was like pretty much just a sitting room. Like, it was just a foyer with nothing but sofas and a bookcase in it. But up here is sort of more like the living room, if you will. Like, you know, it has a TV, the sofas, just more inviting, and just cozier. You go in there, sit down with a hot cocoa in the winter, and enjoy watching some Christmas movies, like Christmas with the Cranks, one of the best Christmas movies of our time. I'm kidding, of course. And then, so I thought maybe getting a little chest table up here as well would be a good idea. Have I finished the parlor room yet? Because I don't know, I haven't been watching. I've been rambling on and not really paying attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, because, oh no, I haven't. I think I started to, but I was like, this is awful. Yeah, because this middle floor, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it. I guess the idea is that if you do download this, there's technically 2 rooms on this floor that could be bedrooms. Is the idea. Like, there's one of them I do make into a spare bedroom. The other one I make into like a parlor with a grand piano and all that. But the idea is that you could imagine this house originally being like a 3-bedroom home, right? There's 2 bedrooms on this floor with a bathroom. Up top, there's a master bedroom and all that. So you could imagine it being a 3-bedroom home is the idea. But because this is Little's home, she's sort of renovated it to her needs, and she kept the guest bedroom because in case the family comes by and wants to stay, she's got room, whereas Sir is a bit of a jerk and he doesn't actually have a spare bedroom. So he's just like, nah, I think I'll be okay. Yeah, this room here, I tried it multiple times and I couldn't, I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know how happy I am with it, the end result. I think it's very functional. I think it will be a useful room, but I don't know. I couldn't get it to look like in my head. I was like, this is how I want it to look, but I couldn't quite get exactly how I wanted it to. I'm not unhappy with it. I'm just not ecstatic about it, I guess, is a way to put it. Yeah, so I got the piano in there. Not that one. I realized that one was way too big and was taking up half the room because these aren't huge houses. They're fairly expensive. Together, it's about 250,000 or something to buy this. I think maybe, I don't know actually. I would have to double check that. You know what? Actually, I think I might be able to. Does the gallery tell you how much it costs, like on the website? I don't know. Let's go find out together. Going to find out. Yeah. So we just got the piano, some little decorations in there just to finish it off and make it look a little bit nice. So this is part one of the build. You can download this house and the other one completely finished right now by clicking the link down below to download it. And part two should be out tomorrow. Like it's finished. So I just got to, record the commentary directly after this. It should be out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that to see the finale, and all the screenshots and that will be in the second part as well. But this is just us finishing off the first house here of Sir and Little's homes. Let's see. Oh yeah, $261,000 is how much this place costs with both houses, which is not bad. It's pretty expensive, but it's not as expensive as it could be. Like, I mean, I could chuck in a bunch of those super expensive violins to make it use all their money, but it's like, there's really no point. But this is pretty much the video here. I mean, there's obviously a little bit of time left, but I just don't want to get into a huge ramble before I run out of time. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Actually, you know what? No, it'll probably go a little bit longer because I'm going to do an end screen and I don't want to cover up the video. So I guess I'll start wrapping up right now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed part one. Part two will be coming out tomorrow. That will include the furnishing of the second house. That will also include all the landscaping and backyards and doing all of that stuff. It will also have all the screenshots, which I got to say, I'm really happy with some of the interiors. Next part, don't want to give too much away, but pretty much the entire second floor is a home studio for live streaming and being a social media star. I got a little carried away with that, but it's cool. It's really, really cool, and you should come back tomorrow to check it out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.